here at Pete Schuster's construction site. He's building a home in Tequisquiapan, or near Tequisquiapan. Pete, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where'd you come from?
Originally from New Orleans. 10 years ago, took an early retirement and came to live in Mexico.
And you decided to live in Mexico?
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. After being in all the Central American countries, this is the best choice there is.
And what cities did you actually live in?
First, we lived in Ajijic, which is in Jalisco. We lived there a year and a half, and then I realized I could live just as cheap in New Orleans as I was living in Jalisco and in Ajijic. So we moved from there to the state of Veracruz, and we lived in a little town out of Jico, which is very humid, and the humidity, we decided to sell a house we built there and find a place with low humidity, no crime, and low cost of living and a great climate. And after traveling Mexico for the second time, looking all over this country, this was our best choice.
And how did you come to choose Tequisquiapan to be your home, permanent home?
Well, we've traveled all over the country where they have medium to low humidity and a good climate, and after looking at all those areas and the pricing in all those areas, we were recommended by a Mexican lady who actually lived in a hacienda at one time, and she says the best there is for the money in Mexico was Tequisquiapan. So we drove in Tequisquiapan, and when we drove in Central, we looked at it and said, hey, this is it. There's nothing better than this.
One of the things readers like to know about is they've wondered why you put a huge wall around a house before you begin any of the construction.
Well, I guess it's the same reason they put a small wall around a house in the United States, for privacy. Because let's face it, no wall is security unless it's maybe 30 feet high. There's always ladders that can get over walls. But I think in Mexico it probably started in a time when the Spaniards conquered Mexico, and they built haciendas, and they put walls around their haciendas to protect their homes. And I think it became a cultural thing for privacy and somewhat security. I mean, in security, I've done security work in the United States, and security generally is, nothing is 100%, but the more security you have, they decide, the burglar, to go to a place that's less secure. So walls are security, but mostly it's privacy. In Mexico, you can walk around and see a wall, and if they open a door, it's unbelievable sometimes what's behind those walls. Fabulous homes and gardens, other times maybe just a small house. But it's their little world, and when you have a wall around your property, it's your world.
How long did it take you to build this wall?
Actually, from the start, the digging the foundation to the finishing of it, took almost 2 months. But it could have been done quicker. I started off with 2 people and added 2 more, and it finally ended up with 8 men. Well, 8 men, I could have done it in 30 days, but I took 60 days to do it. Choose the right people to work on the wall. And it's 400 feet of it.
How much do you figure it costs to put up this wall?
In US dollars, the wall itself was about, I would say, between $8,000 and $9,000, and that bodega, which is a storage shed, that's about $2,500. So total investment, I would say, is about $11,000, the wall and the bodega, which is a storage shed.